So we'll start in the easy pose. And for breathing technique, let's just go with the box breathing. So that's inhaling on 4, holding it for 4, exhaling it for 4, and then holding it for 4, and just repeating that pattern. The next thing we're going to do is do some shoulder rolls. And so just go ahead, stay in the easy pose and just roll your shoulders. You can either roll them forward or backward. If you want to change directions, you may do so at this time. And you can put your arms in a cactus pose and just sort of try to put your hands at right angles. Take a look at the angle of your hands and see how far forward they are. And if you want, try to push back just a little bit, not too much as you are comfortable with. And then once you get to a point where you're okay with the angle and thinking this is as far back as the hands are going to go, what we're going to do is then drop them down. And again, check the angle, try to get up straight down if you can, and then raise them back up. And just keep bouncing back and forth. Just do a little bit of a stretch when you get to the top and then drop them back down again. It's okay. Come on in. Come on in.
Thank you.
Okay, so while your arms are in the cactus pose, Bring them together to center. And you can hold it like this, and then if you want, then you go back out to the cactus pose. So instead of dropping it down, what you're going to do is just center them. Again, this is a great way of stretching out those shoulders. You can stay in the easy pose, and we'll do a seated cat-cow. So again, as you inhale, lift up your chin. As you exhale, lower the chin, and you can curve the back a little bit forward. Again, while you're in the seated easy pose, we're going to add a little bit of a twist. So take your left hand and put it on your right knee, put your right hand back, and just do a little bit of a twist to the right side. You can release from that twist and put the right hand on the left knee with the left hand back, and you'll be twisting to the left side. As you release from that twist, you can move to table pose, and we'll go into an arch your back. As you end the cat-cow, we'll move into a balancing table pose. And so take your right hand out and then put out your left leg if you're able to do both. And then when you get a moment, then switch the legs. So then you'll be the left hand out with the right leg. And just keep rotating if you're able to. From the balancing table position, you can stop at table and just sort of lift up into a downward facing dog position. If you want to bend the knees, you can. And I usually like to pedal the feet just to put a little bit of stretch on each leg and then releasing it. You can come back down on the mat, tummy down, and you can go into upward dog position. If that's too much of a back bend for you, you can go into Sphinx position, which is you're on your elbows like this. But if you can handle more of the intense back bend, then go into the upward dog. From there, we can release and go into child pose. As you come out of child pose, you can slowly come up to mountain pose. And while you get into mountain pose, you can do a little bit of a shoulder roll, just to sort of loosen up the back a little bit, especially after all those bends. From mountain pose, you can go into a wider legged stance and then put the arms out into what's considered a 5-point star pose. While you're in that wide-legged stance, just bend the knees a little bit and then return the arms to a cactus pose as we are now in goddess pose. You can release from there into warrior two with the right foot forward, keeping the right knee over the right ankle, and then the arms out to the side. You can shorten your stance from the warrior two and then drop your right hand to your right ankle with your left hand up into triangle pose. As you release from there, we'll go into warrior two, this time with the left foot forward and the left knee over the left ankle, and then arms out to the side. Again, shorten the stance and then drop the left hand down over the left ankle with the right hand up. As you release from there, you can come to mountain and we'll go to a standing pigeon. Let's first start by standing on the right leg. So lift the left leg up and have it cross the right leg. We'll switch sides. And so you can release from there, put both feet on the ground, and we'll move into chair pose. So just bend the knees and then put the arms straight up. Try to keep the back straight. While you're keeping your knees bent, put your hands together and bend over a little bit. We'll do a twist to the right side. So put the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. And you can use the hands together to give you just a little bit more into that twist if you're able to. As you release from there, we'll twist to the other side. So the right elbow to the outside of the left knee. As you release from there, return to mountain and then a wide-legged stance, and then forward fold and try to get your hands to the ground. If you can't get them to the ground, try bending your knees. Otherwise, you can also use a block. We're going to add a twist. So keep the right hand on the floor or the block, and then raise the left hand as you're twisting to the left side. You can put the left hand to the floor and then raise the right hand as we twist to the right side. As you come up out of that, decrease your stance a little bit, and you can put your hands above the knees as you just do a half forward fold. You can decrease the stance a little bit more as we then squat down into garland pose. From there, as you release, you can sit down into staff pose, so the legs straight out, and then arms to the side. Keeping the knees together, you can lift up the knees and recline back a little bit into an easy boat pose. If you want a more challenging routine, you can just lift the legs into full boat pose. You can lean forward into thunderbolt pose, which is you're sort of sitting on the back of your heels. Lean forward into thunderbolt pose, which is you're sort of sitting on the back of your heels. But you can put your hands on your knees. Try to focus on keeping the back straight, the shoulders back. We're going to add a twist to it. So put the left hand on the right knee, the right hand back as you twist to the right side. We'll twist to the left side, so right hand to the left knee and left hand back. As you release from there, you can sit on the mat with your feet, the bottoms of your feet together in the bound ankle pose. Put your hands on your ankles, and as you want to, you can increase the stretch by pulling your ankles and your feet closer to you. Again, try to add the focus of keeping the back straight. We'll add a twist to this, so the left hand on the right knee, the right hand back, twisting to the right side. As you release from that twist, we'll switch sides. So right hand on the left knee, the left hand back, twisting to the left side. Return back to the bound ankle pose, and this time, as you're sitting up, just recline backwards, but keeping the soles of the feet together. While you're in the reclined position, you can raise your knees, put the feet on the mat, Extend the arms to the side and then on the mat. Extend the arms to the side and then drop both knees to the right side. You can raise both knees and this time then drop them to the left side. You can raise both knees, put the arms to your side, and then lift the hips into bridge pose. You can drop the hips and then drop the knees and keep the hands to the side as we move into Savasana or the corpse pose. A reading from Acts chapter 17, verse 25. Nor is God served by human hands, as though he needed anything, since he himself gives to all mankind life and breath and everything. We are reminded that God has made each and every one of us and all creatures. He has given us a body and soul, which makes us different than the animals, the eyes, ears, all our reasons and senses, and he still takes care of them. But often in today's world, we're very critical of many things, including our own life. But this passage reminds us that God created us. And since God created us, God did not make junk. We were good in his eyes. That means that God loves us even in the midst of our many mistakes. So as you exhale, say the simple prayer to yourself, Jesus, thank you for my life. You can slowly open your eyes if they're closed. Just as a reminder, the next 2 weeks, we're not going to be meeting since next week is Ascension, and the week after that, I'm driving my mom back from Florida. But we will resume in 3 weeks. But again, thank you for joining us.
And I'll be in Texas, Pastor. I'm not gonna see it for a while for this.
Oh, okay.
I'll be gone the